You're adding a documentary to your resume. Tell me how you were approached to do this.
I mean, this pretty much was a text from Guy who is like, hey, let's get on a call in the next hour. And on the call was Courtney, the executive at Food Network, and then there is Marcus and Antonia and Christian Petroni, who are these well-known chefs and restaurateurs across the country. And Guy was like, I know that this is a crazy time for all of us. And this was in March, beginning of March, where the real gravity of the situation really hadn't sunk in for us. So he's like, I want you guys we're going to be sending some cameras, and we've got this incredible production company, and we want you to record everything that's going on. And at that time, you're like, oh my God, how are we going to do it? And what he said made so much sense. He's like, you guys are going to give strength to the rest of the restaurant people, hospitality people around the country, saying that how you navigated through this entire problem. And yeah, I mean, now end of 2020, all of this is months and months of, I mean, data and months of content which has been collected. And I don't even know how they managed to make it into an hour and a half of beautiful. I mean, it is like, I was seeing it and I literally had tears in my eyes, and then I was hopeful, and then I was happy. They've done such an incredible job just weaving all of these stories together.
When you were approached with the idea, did you have any reservations?
Yes. I mean, I knew that this was going to be an emotional roller coaster. I didn't know if I wanted to put myself being as vulnerable out there, putting my entire family out there. And we had a big family meeting where, Vivek, my husband and business partner, and the kids, even though they are small, we were like, are you okay with this? And then we made a decision together as a family.
So Guy Fieri, he's the one that produced this. Have you ever worked with him before?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've done Guy's Grocery. Last year, I did Tournaments of Champions. I mean, he's just such an incredibly giving person. And for him to have come up with this idea, I mean, not to forget that on the side, he has raised over $21 million for like the restaurant industry, like mind blowing. So yes, I was very fortunate that he decided that I would be one of the 4 people that they wanted to feature on this documentary.
That's fantastic. Guy's Grocery Games is one of my favorite shows to watch.
Absolutely. It's amazing. Like, you're like, what? You want us to do what? Really?
Is talented chefs let the rest of us in on the challenges of owning a restaurant in 2020. What was the single biggest challenge for you this year?
I think the biggest challenge was the personal struggle, because you build a team. I mean, it took us 6 years to build a team of incredible 250 plus people. The moment that we had to let go of everybody, I think, was the most challenging and the most heartbreaking part, like, I think that we have faced. And that, I think, is something that would probably haunt us. But I think it was also something that inspired us to work harder to make sure that we can set the restaurants in such a way that we can get all of them back. And slowly and steadily, we are one by one getting all of them back. But I've also got to tell you, the most amazing part about 2020 was the resilience that I saw in the people around me. The fact that they were like, okay, we've been dealt this hand, but we are not going to be punched down by this hand. We are going to stand up, and we are going to be creative, and we are going to come up with amazing ideas. And that's something that I see every day in my team with my family.
Atmosphere that comes out of this is going to be fantastic. Now, the title of the documentary is Restaurant Hustle 2020, All on the Line. It sounds like an incredible chefs in this documentary truly put everything on the line for the behind the scenes look. Did you struggle opening up or sharing any portion of your 2020 journey?
Initial few days, it was a struggle. I think there had to be an internal dialogue, which I had to have with myself as to how much do I want to put it out there. And then we came to a discussion, like Vivek and I, we just sat, we're like, if we are doing this, let's do it truthfully, because we want the people outside to know what we were actually struggling with every day. And it is, there are times when people are like, oh, celebrity. And I'm like, yeah, that is there. But then there are struggles behind it, because there are so many real people who who hold you up, and you are responsible for them. So initial few days it was a struggle, but once we got into the flow of it, it was like, this is what it is, this is the truth, this is what we are facing, this is what we're going to share with you.
Love it. I love it a lot. This has shown a side of everybody that the struggle, we can overcome it, but seeing that everybody is impacted by this is, I think, very important. Did the filming during this reveal anything about yourself or the restaurant industry as a whole?
I mean, I think the biggest revelation was how, the restaurant industry is a tough industry. It is not a high paying industry. It is, you start off at minimal wages. A lot of the servers are, it's the tips that make so much of a difference. Despite all of that, I think what really we got to see is that the cream rises to the top. The fact that people were willing to step up for each other, not only for themselves. The selflessness that we saw was just, it gives me goosebumps to be so, it made me so proud to be a part of this fraternity that, they are like, we are known to be like crazy, dysfunctional group of people. But when we have to stand up for each other, we are there for each other. And I mean, it gets tears to my eyes when I even think about it.
What do you hope that people take away from this after watching it?
I think what I really hope that people take away from this is that, adversity, it can hit anybody and everybody. It does not say that, what, you're a celebrity, so you can't be touched by, anything which is negative. No, it touches everybody. But I really hope that people see that, tough times fall on everybody, but tough times don't last, tough people do. And that's what I want people to, that, everybody has it in them to strive past, to struggle, to just grow as a person. And that, I think, is so important to me.
Can't let you go without talking about local eateries, right? For our Nashvillians here, you have a hand in some of the incredible Nashville-based Indian restaurants. What about for people who are unsure about Indian food or have never tried it? What would you recommend where they start at one of your restaurants?
Oh my God, at Chauhan, I mean, got to start off with a poutine, which are these like amazing crispy fries topped with this creamy tomato sauce and then slices of chicken and ooey gooey cheese. I think that's incredible. But at Chauhan also are tandoori dishes, which are the breads. Like we've got this incredible French onion stuffed naan, which is, again, it's got Gruyere cheese. So yeah, you can get my ooey gooey theme, right? But I think what I love about both Chauhan and Chattable is the fact that everything is so approachable. Like Chattable, we have this incredible thali, which is almost, think of a meat and three, which is such a Nashville quintessential dish, right? And you can choose whatever meat you want. And there are these incredible chef sides that we have, and it's an entire meal and a great way to start. And Chattable also has these really fun like charts, which are Indian street foods, which are salads, which are incredible, and they're so addictive. Chaat translated from Hindi means to lick, so everything at Chattable is so lickable. So yeah, I mean, and our team members are so incredible. When they navigate you through the menu, they are like, oh, what do you like? I would recommend this, and I would just let them do the ordering. It's incredible.
Oh, it's so good. Now I'm hungry. What is one hope that you have for the restaurant industry as a whole for 2021?
My biggest hope for the restaurant industry is that majority of us restaurants survive. I mean, the statistics are very grim. And we definitely need help. We need help to survive. We need help not only from the government, but also from the guests, from people who go out and dine. This is something which has affected all of us. So we need to just support our local. Let's start by supporting our local restaurants, because only then we'll be able to support the larger, community. So be it buying gift cards, be it, with the holidays, there are so many creative things which are being done by restaurants. Whatever people can do to help support, just go out and support your local restaurants, because in the end of the day, we are the very fabric which makes the community. And if we you know, if we cannot support each other, I mean, imagine a community without restaurants. I mean, imagine how that would be so grim and so depressing. So we all have to, you know, step up and just help.
Restaurant Hustle 2020, All on the Line, premieres on Food Network on 12/27. I'm very excited for everybody to get to see it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.